Hey, tune into this week's weekly video fishing forecast. We got a bunch of content for you. That includes the glossy issue preview, everything that's in it. The issue just printed out on Monday. We got some news for the windmills on you. We have reports and events from around the island, and we have another open boat episode. Tune in.
The ultimate fishing authority in the Northeast, the Fisherman magazine.
No guessing, just catching. New Explore Series fish finders keep you locked on fish with unbeatable clarity, best-in-class imaging options, and a stunning ultra-bright HD screen. There's more to explore, only with Humminbird.
Today's date is April 24th, 2025, and we're going to start off with a preview of the glossy issue that just came out on Monday for May. Check it out.
The May glossy edition of the Fisherman magazine is out now. Tagging and Bragging is part 2 from New Jersey, Delaware editor Jim Hutchinson on the striped bass tagging program and Striper Quest and how to get involved. Looking for a kayak? Let Long Island managing editor Matthew Broderick give you advice what may be the right kayak for you. Captain John Raguzzo has tips and tricks to keep that knife sharp and ready. Learn from New England editor Dave Anderson what artificial offerings are a natural selection when stripers are keyed in on menhaden. Intimidated when fishing at night, Nicholas Simioli has surf tips and tactics for plugging in the cover of night. Then check out New Jersey, Delaware editors Jim Hutchinson's Tail End column. To get all this and more, be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine. When you subscribe, you get 12 glossy print editions, 26 digital editions to your inbox, this past weekend's reports, and full access to the website, and more. As a subscriber, you can also be part of the Dreamboat Challenge and win a new Steigercraft powered by Yamaha, and compete for a rigged-out kayak from Yak Attack in the Coastal Kayak Clash. Subscribe now.
In other news, a major shakeup for renewable energy. That being the windmills, the Trump administration has announced a halt on the new offshore wind projects, effectively pulling the plug for a major pillar of the Biden-era green energy strategy. The decision immediately affects key developments like the Empire Wind Group, Beacon Wind projects along the coast of New York. The administration's move is seen as a decisive shift away from offshore wind in general. More to come in the future on that. Now let's check in with the upcoming events from around the island. Starting off from June 1st to June 30th is the Surf Rats Ball Surf Casting Tournament. It is all catch and release for striped bass. Then on June 6th is the Manhattan Cup Catch and Release Striper Tournament. Great event for catch and release striped bass fishing, and it benefits the Service Veterans and Fisheries Conservation Trust as well. Then the Duke of Fluke Tournament takes place on June 29th. The sign-up begins on June 1st at All Pro Tackle in Lindenhurst. 3 p.m. will be the weigh-in time at Amity Beach Pavilion. There will be a live band, free raffle, vendors, and food. For more on the details and the latest events, visit thefisherman.com/events. All right, let's go over to this week's open boat. Jenie Ackerman has another challenge for us. Jenny.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's open boat. Outside here, basking in the soon-to-be rain. This is perfect timing to do an open boat, but I'm gonna make it quick because we just had Earth Day and I wanted to propose a proposition to you guys similar to what I did in the fall run with picking up your trash everywhere you go fishing. Now that it's getting warmer out, we have a lot more people out fishing, not only on boats, but on the land. So I kind of want to set up a little, public service announcement to just be aware, pick up your trash. Stop talking trash and pick it up and put it in garbages. There's plenty of beach access points, docks, marinas, fishing, hiking trails, stuff like that. There's garbage cans everywhere. So there's no point in littering when you can just pick up your garbage, take it, put it in your pocket, and dump it later on. So be aware of that. Like I said, we just had Earth Day, but anglers like myself, I treat Earth Day like every day, because if you take care of the environment you're fishing in, it's going to create a better ecosystem all around, and those fish will be happy. People, if you're cutting leader material, don't throw that tag end you snipped off into the water, you know, put it in your pocket. Like, you don't see me back here tying rigs next to my koi pond, dumping my leader material into my pond. Like, I have common sense because I care for those fish, just like everyone should care for the fish they're catching in whatever environment they're in. Trout streams, the ocean, rivers, wherever you're fishing, have awareness for taking litter. Literally take your litter and throw it in the garbage. Even if it's not yours, like, you should take every time you go out fishing as like a beach sweep opportunity to pick up garbage. And it's good karma too, you know. People flex the big fish pictures, so flex your bags and bags of garbage you just picked up from someone else or even your own, it's whatever. Make sure you take responsibility if you are considering littering. Don't do it. It doesn't look good, and we want to keep the environment clean. So have the awareness to pick up garbage, look for it when you're fishing. And, you know, if you find anything cool, like on a beach sweep, you want to show me that you don't consider garbage, but it is left on the beach, like a plastic. Like, there's been times I've found, you know, busted lures or little buttons and different like cool things, marbles. Email me. I want to see it too. I love finding things on beach sweeps, but, you know, be responsible, pick up your garbage, even if it isn't your garbage and you see it, pick it up. Be good, take care of the environment, and stay tuned for next week's open boat. We're gonna start a fluking challenge, so get your fluke rigs ready. I know New Jersey, May 4th is opening day. Hit some back bay areas for fluke, and stay tuned for that, because similar with what we did in the fall with the surf casting challenge, we're gonna do it for fluking. So I'll catch you guys on next week's open boat.
Are you the best angler in the Northeast? Well, now is your chance to prove it. The Fisherman's Dream Boat Contest is back. Win this Steigercraft center console powered by Yamaha, along with these other great prizes. Fish hard and weigh in as many of these species to be top on the leaderboard. What's the catch? You must be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine. All it takes is one fish on the board to win a great prize, so however you fish, you have a shot. For all the details and official rules, visit thefisherman.com.
Let's head on over to the map. I'll tell you what I've been hearing the past week from my reports. Starting off, Jaden, he shows off this personal best largemouth bass. He caught it at Prospect Park in Brooklyn. Nice job, Jaden. Alan, you checked in again this week. He said there was a mayhem in the AHAM. It was an all-out blitz during the week in Raritan Bay. Captain Alex, CJ Tucker, Grant were all aboard the Fishmonger 2. They put a hurting on the fish. A lot of nice fish in the slot. The King Cod reported that the bite was picky with the south breeze the last week. They did manage a dozen keeper blackfish and a couple keeper cod on the last trip. They had some shorts on both species as well. And some big sea bass were in the mix that, of course, were released. They are sailing from 5:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. for tog and cod until the end of the month. Text 631-605-1404 to grab your spot. Mike from Saltwaters, he texted me a picture during the week. They're over in West Islip Saltwaters. He said that Dave Gasparick from Babylon checked into the shop. He weighed in this 8.9-pound tog caught from a South Shore reef. Really nice fish for the spring. Then Captain Steve from the Superhawk said that the Fairs are enjoying a good catch of tog along with some nice large ling and a few cod on their recent trips. Currently the boat is sailing from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. for blackfish, cod, and ling. And if you do have a notable catch, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I'll try and get into the weekly video fishing forecast or the reports.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Hey, thanks, Matt. We'll check that weekend forecast. You can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, whatever you got. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the upcoming weekend. So I didn't get out too much last week. Did have some blackfish in the ocean. I'm hearing more bass showing up in the bays right now as water temps starting to slowly come up. We had some warmer weather last week, 40s to near 50, but the weather this weekend is not really going to cooperate for the final weekend of April. Friday morning's good, though, to early afternoon if you want to get out and try to do some stuff. Winds aren't too bad. The rain, though, with that front starts to slam through on Saturday. It's not going to be a nice day. Southwest 15 to 25. with some showers. Maybe the surf will be okay, the back bays off a dock, but ocean anywhere across the east end probably going to be kind of rough. And same thing Sunday. It does dry out, but it's a northwest breeze about 20 to 30. So the ocean riled up, probably closed until we get to early next week. The sound will be okay, but a little choppy there going into Saturday night and Sunday. 2 to 4s, 4 to 8s, still out there Sunday. Again, the surf, the beach, Raritan Bay, if you can tuck in, you'll probably be all right, but it's going to be kind of a windy weekend still. High temps Saturday, 50s, 60s, 70s, it's okay, and then some 50s and 60s on Sunday, but that wind is going to be the factor throughout the weekend. Your best bet, if you can get out Friday morning through early afternoon. After that, the wind starts to crank. The showers come in Saturday, 15 to 25 on the Guru. Northwest, pretty gusty on Sunday. Unless this changes, it looks like the weekend's going to be kind of tough for fishing. So we'll go for Friday. Looks like your best bet out of the three. Saturday, Sunday, not too great. A lot of wind in there for the final weekend of April. Northwest on Sunday, at least it's sunny, but again, that wind will still be cranking. But there'll be better days. They're coming, getting into the month of May eventually, and hopefully we get some of those calmer days and nicer days on the way. If you go out this weekend, be very safe, catch them up. Have a great weekend. Matt, back to you.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Got my first bass on Monday, which is pretty exciting after such a long, tough winter. And very welcome catch. Got it on a white bass assassin on a 3/8 ounce jig head, outgoing tide back in the bay. I always kind of feel like in the spring, outgoing tide tends to be a little more productive when we have these sunny days that are kind of warming the waters and getting the bait moving around. I highly doubt that this fish migrated up from the Chesapeake, just some resident fish around here getting a little more active with those better water temps. I know a few people have tried off the beach, haven't heard of any catches. There have been some bigger fish caught by some guys that are surf casting through the night, mag darters, big soft plastics. So it's going on, which is a great thing to see happening now. Was very pleased to be guest editor and have a guest editor log in the latest edition of the Fisherman. I talked about the Manhattan Cup, what goes on, what our mission is, what you can do to get involved. I really hope some of you will join us this year if you haven't before. If you have joined us before, that you'll come back. It's going to, we have this new scoring system that's tied in with not having to use a tape measure, but what's called Fish Techie. It's basically a proof ball. It looks like a ping pong ball. You have that in the picture with the fish, and AI takes over and does all the measurements. So that's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to have our auction online this year. The whole registration process is going to be a lot easier with that kind of everything, one-stop shopping. So that'll be all up and running. I'll keep you up to date. But check out my editor log, and please don't hesitate to reach out. It's really a great day. We'd love to have you join us, either as a captain volunteering your time to take out veterans and anglers, or just as a team competing to dethrone me as the reigning champion from last year. So a lot of good fishing ahead. Bluefish before you know it will be here. So very exciting time. All right, back to you, Matt.
From Northport, the Kyle Harbor Bait and Tackle Report.
Hey folks, the fast fishing report right now is that locally we've been out in the water and it's hitting around 54 in the harbor. Outside is still hovering around 45, 46 degrees. So there are definitely fish showing up. We've got fish out in the triangle. There's fish a little to the west of us in the back bays. It's got some fish start to show up. I'm talking about striped bass. Mostly I've seen things under slot to the slot. And then we're looking at bait fish. Haven't seen that many bait fish around at all. Last year, this time, we had a whole lot of peanut bunker. I know we had already been catching some really beautiful fish in the back of the harbor, and they were all chasing these peanut bunker. This year, I don't see it at all. I've not seen spearing inside. The outside is definitely out in the bay. There's spearing. Right now, it looks like the shrimp have spawned, and there's like a gazillion looking of these little live shrimp. So that's a lot to look forward to. As far as other things, we've had some customers catch some flounder, which is a great thing. They've caught bass. Our local party boat is doing really well on the blackfish. It's a tough pick, you know. Earlier in the week, it was very cold, but we've got this really warm burst. So I imagine that the fishing is just going to get better and better. I'll go out there. I really love seeing people come to the shop and support our family business. Thank you very much. And until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
With our fly and freshwater report, we do have Paul McCain. He's up in River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, here we are. River Bay Outfitters ran another trip this week. up to the Westchester, Putnam area, checking out all the little streams in the Croton watershed. We have really just within an hour and a half from my house, I'm here on this beautiful little river, fishing for dry flies, small fish. It is early spring, not a lot of bugs coming off. Did see a little blue wing olives, but it's pretty nice. A good group. We had a good group. It was an orientation trip to get everybody to show you what you can expect when you come up here and where to go and how to access these little streams. And there are a lot of them in this little area. I love coming up here, and believe it or not, I have not seen another fisherman today. Well, I can't say that. I did see my son, who also is fishing, and he had a few small fish, not big, but it's such a joy to come out here. And I'm going to be using my little, my butter stick, my 4-way butter stick here, and it's just a lot of fun. As far as the saltwater goes, well, there again, day by day. I mean, we had beautiful weather on Easter, but last Thursday it was cold, and spots that should have been giving up some fish didn't give up any fish. It was freezing. There again, I ran another trip for the River Bay Outfitters. We did one of the meetups. Now, if you'd like to join us on our meetups, please go to riverbayoutfitters.com and sign up for the newsletter. We do them once a week, once every 2 weeks. They're free, and we go out to different beaches. It all depends on the weather. As far as it goes, though, I've been hearing definitely they're still in the western part. A few fish are being taken around the island, but it's not gangbusters yet. But it's coming. It's coming. This winter and this spring has been tough. But I think any day now, I'm still going to go out because you have to be there. You just have to be there. And there are fish to be had. Got to get out and try it. But if not, get out a map, look for the little blue lines, and explore. And if you want any advice, please call the shop, 516-415-7748, and I'll help you as much as I can. Until next week, tie lines, everybody.
From the Western Sound, we have Nuno Decosta from Tyalurs Tackle in Rye.
Hey guys, Nuno here from Tyler. Thanks for having us. What a great week of striped bass fishing. You know, the fishing really turned on opening day, where a lot of the boats, including the party boats, were getting them on the Mojos, the smaller boats getting them on the casting paddle tails. The glow in the dark from Al Gags, this exclusive we have in the shop, has been absolute fire. Look at the videos out there and stuff. You know they've been fire. Multiple guys are using them, all casting on them and catching fish. That being said, jigs have also worked. Topwaters worked. Flutter spoons have worked. A few fish have come up on a chunk at night also too. So a very, very good start to the striped bass fishing. You know, if you're not finding them or reading them or having them come up, put out the Mojos. You know, they'll help you cover ground. A lot of times we use it as a tool to find the fish, and then we'll use that, and once we find the fish, we're going to go cast on them with some lighter gear and everything, you know. That being said, the areas to the west of here have been hot, from Manhasset to New Rochelle, back down to the Throgs Neck Bridge, Stepping Stone. All those areas, that triangle's producing quite a bit of fish, which is typical for this time of year because they're coming up from spawning, so they're coming up the East River. So we're getting droves, and that's why on a given day you're getting schoolies, on another given day you're getting slots, on another given day you're getting a lot of overs, you know. So a lot of different fish coming through. Looks like there's herring in the water keeping them here. We hope that's the case. Not a lot on the bunker front. Blackfish in a little uptick. You know, the soft baits, the clams and the worms seem to be better than the crabs. So I would definitely take some clams with you guys, if not some worms for the blackfish, as we only have a little over a week left on the blackfish, you know, before it closes at the end of the month. So porgies open up May 1st. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll start to see our first bluefish. That being said, we want to see our first bluefin too offshore. That should be coming any day now, as April is usually the time that the big boys are sighted. And then we go on to the school-size fish after that, guys. Tight lines. Catch them up this season, 2025. Make it a banger, boys.
Robert Greco of the Long Island Outdoorsman in Rockville Center checks in.
Hello, fisherman readers. This is Robert from Long Island Outdoorsman giving you this week's fishing report. Western South Shore has been pretty hot with striped bass action right now. Hewlett Bay, and then heading to the west, Jamaica Bay, Raritan, the Staten Island area. Fish up to 40 inches being caught, lots of slots. Guys are getting them from the shore, from the boats, depending on, even the kayak guys are getting in on the action. You know, all depends on how you like to fish, whether it's sluggos or trolling mojos, live bunker, live lining, all that stuff seems to be working right now. So that would be the best bet. Saturday's supposed to be not the best weather, but we do have a weather window on Sunday. So I'm sure a lot of guys will be out, and hope to see you out there. Back to you guys.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, has a report from around the city.
Hey guys, Raul Ortiz here, the urban angler, with my report. Fishing continues to get better and better all around the city, Long Island Sound, and Hudson River. In the Hudson River, we got fish from schoolie size up to 20 plus pounds. And in the upper part of the Hudson River, like in Albany, you got fish from schoolie size to 45 plus pounds, guys. Some monsters up there. Them fish are going to come down here and devour everything in about another week or two, man. It's going to be lights out, guys. Here in the city, you got fish from schoolie size in any of the 5 boroughs, from schoolie size to around 20 plus pounds. And in the Long Island Sound, there's a lot of activity. Anywhere east or west in the Long Island Sound, you got a lot of fish being caught. Anywhere from schoolie size to 25 plus pounds with your occasional 30-pounder, guys. Also, I got some good solid reports of fish on the South Shore beaches of Long Island. And most of the fish were schoolie size up to about slot size, maybe the biggest about 15 plus pounds. Any day now, guys, it's going to be lights out. You're not going to know where to go fish because there's going to be fish everywhere. Bait of choice, guys, bunker, bloodworms, and calamari. You know, depending where you go, what location you fish, man, calamari is a good bait of choice. Lures of choice, Joe Bag Swaters, man, in colors bone, yellow, that new pink kush, and cotton candy, producing very well. And SP minnows, the chrome, chicken scratch, and bone. Bone has been my go-to, and I only use the large size SP minnows. For any size fish, I just use the large one, guys. Anyway, besides that, man, it's time, guys. It's time to be out on the water, man. I don't know what y'all waiting for. We got like another month or 2 of this, and it's going to be all over. Besides that, that's all I got. And I just want to give a shout out to some of the guys that share their reports with me and their pictures. I appreciate it. So anyway, big shout out to my buddy Scott, Greg from upstate New York, Raul, Brandon, Chris, Nick, Joe, and Tony. Tony, it was a pleasure to meet you, man. I'm glad we got to share a tide together. And hopefully we can do it again next time. Anyway, everybody else, tight lines, good luck, get out there, and back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Man, does it feel good to be back on the water. We did a shakeout run today, and we got on bass. The bay is holding bass and bait. They're feeding on giant adult bunker. We tried throwing lures at them, spooks, NLBNs. We knew we were going right through them. They ignored the lures. But when we used live adult bunker, we were getting smashed. So really try to get some live bunker, and that will do the trick. We'll be going out every day that's fishable. Sunday looks like it's going to be over 20 knot winds. The rest of next week looks really good. So we'll be going for bass every single day. Hit up Rocksteady Charters on Instagram. I'd love to take you out. Be prepared for live bunker, but also bring up the spooks and the NLBNs, because it's only a matter of time before we start getting some top water action. And we'll also be going for tuna soon in the next week or so, end April. So hit me up and let's go get on some fish. All right, thanks, man. Peace.
We have a new correspondent from the western end of the island, Ryan Charlton. He checks in.
Thanks, Matt. Hey guys, Ryan here with your Western Long Island fishing report. Migrating striped bass are on the move, and the bite is finally picking up on the South Shore. This past week, fishing slowed down a bit in Hempstead Harbor. Fish from schoolie size to over slot have been feeding on the top of the tide and responding much better to the bloodworms. I fished the harbor a handful of times this week, and I only had a few swipes on a chicken scratch water all around first light. There's been a ton of spearing around this week, and the common terns have been picking them off the mud flats at high water. The osprey have also been on the search for bigger bait since the beginning of last week all around the island. On the south shore, fishing action is heating up steadily, with dolphin activity seen both out front on the sand crashing on bait and inside the bays. Last season, the second moon of April brought a strong push of bass and blues, and with the new moon set for this Sunday, my expectations are high for a solid bite to light up the South Shore this week. Best of luck to everybody this season, and tight lines out there. Back to you, Matt.
From the Western Sound, Captain Andre Montgomery is back again.
Thanks, Matt. Captain Andre, Long Island Sound. We got some reports of the striped bass really turned on the slot size. We're not getting the bigger ones yet, but we're getting a whole lot. Every boat is catching slot size striped bass right now. Then we got some blackfish. I went out 3-4 days in a row. The blackfish are really turning on. We're getting 4 or 5 keepers per trip, up to 30-35 fish. Then we have the island current. Right now, all the island current boats are going out catching striped bass. Everybody's coming back with their limited striped bass, which is not hard to do. We're swimming some mojos, and we're also swimming some rapalas and some NLB, some no live bait needed. So that's what we're doing here. Back to you, Matt.
In the famed waters of Panama awaits a fishing experience like no other. Tropic Star Lodge welcomes anglers to get in on world-famous fishing action. Plan your perfect trip today. Tropic Star Lodge, the ultimate in fishing adventures for more than 60 years.
Fish in the Atlantic, reporting live from Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, here in Bernie's Bait and Tackle. I just came by because it's the new season and I got my saltwater fishing license, so I'll be good for the year. So if you didn't renew or you need one, come on down. They are free of charge. All you got to do is show a driver's license, and they'll set you up with your saltwater fishing license. As far as the spring run, we are full in effect. We have some excellent reports of striped bass being caught, a lot of slot size between 28 and 31 inches, as well as reports of over. And the good news is the adult bunker are flooding the bay right now, so everything is developing nicely for the spring run. It was a late start, but hopefully we'll have an extension. Sheepshead Bay boats are still catching blackfish, Ocean Eagle, Maryland Jean is catching ling, and then we got the Gypsy targeting stripers right now. So come on down, do some fishing, and now's the time, y'all. And do keep in mind, this video is available as a podcast on Google Music. Search for the Fisherman Magazine podcast and subscribe so you can listen to this broadcast along with our other content. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the report for the week. The weather is getting beautiful out. Finally, no wind. We can get out there, go togging, cod fishing before the end of the month. Remember, you have until the end of the month for tog. There's some fish starting to be caught right now, so get out there while you can. Some cod is starting to show up as well. And the striped bass are showing up all around the island. Better size, too, in the South Shore bays. You got the North Shore harbors that have been hot. The fish are getting bigger. More of them are showing up. The bite is starting off. And remember, right around the corner, May 4th, fluke season starts as well. Get your stuff ready. Get your rigs all set up, your bucktails set up. The season is here, and there's more to come. We will see you next week.